I'm Kyle. This is Mind Beyond Money. And as always, I have my co host and brother with me, Shane.
Welcome back, guys. Today we are doing episode 6 of the 7 Deadly Sins, and we are going to be talking about greed today.
Coming in at number 6 is greed.
Yeah, so I think we all know what greed is, or we at least have a pretty good picture of it. A lot of people think it's the big fat CEO with lots of money sitting on a stack of cash and lots stacked away underneath his mattress, or, killing people.
Good cartoon image for you there.
Yeah, exactly. I think we all kind of have a good idea of what that is, and it's like the feeling of enough is never enough, right? And kind of just continually chasing for every dollar.
Yeah, I also think maybe a lot of people will think like, how is this a bad thing when it comes to finance, right? Like you should be thirsty.
Yeah, I think definitely in the online space, it's definitely talked about, you got to be hungry, you got to chase it, get that money,
Every day.
Like,
20-hour days.
Yeah, exactly. It's talked about like that a lot, right? And it's kind of romanticized, maybe a little bit too much.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And because there is quite a few setbacks that you can run into financially and emotionally with being greedy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think one thing that's not very practicalized about these things, about the glorification of it, that is that it takes a toll on you.
Oh, yeah.
You're working that hard, mentally or physically, whatever you're doing to strive for that dollar. Yeah. It packs a punch.
For sure. On you, and then there's like that ripple effect between it hitting you, and then it'll hit your spouse, maybe your kids and stuff, right? There's that kind of, you need to be able to take time and spend time there as well, right? And quality time.
Yeah. Like there has to be that. It's also common to talk about the work-life balance, right?
Yeah.
And I think the balance there is really your greed or how hungry you are, and where are you going to burn out?
Yeah.
Like there's some people out there that can pull it off, but majority of people have a hard time balancing these things.
Yeah, definitely. And then what I've kind of seen some people in my life do is like they'll work really hard at something, and they'll have all this money, and then later on in life they try and just like patch things up with money too, right? Like they see like old friendships, or even with relationships with their kids or something, they might try and patch it up with money and just like try and sew over top of the deep-rooted problem of not actually putting the time in.
The reality is you can't fix relationships with money.
No, you can't.
A lot of people have tried. It's been a thing people do in marriages, in friendships, and like you said, parent to kid relationships. It just doesn't work. It
never works. Like,
can't.
There's no fix to time and effort.
Yeah.
With everything, right? So that's one thing that you kind of see, is that people go so far and then they realize, later on in life, I can't actually do anything with this, right? Like, I have too much of this, but I don't have enough of, emotional connection.
Yeah.
And they kind of lose that.
There's way more value in just being happy. And that kind of leads me to my next point of, I see also people taking every next job that comes along that they can find the extra, even just a 50-cent raise in.
Yeah. Definitely.
The next best thing.
And that greed can hurt you in multiple ways. Like you might find yourself burning bridges at your, the last company you moved from. Maybe you like left in a bad way because, I'm getting this new job, it's going to pay me way better.
Well, a lot of the ways that I've seen work come along is through someone doing a favor.
Yeah.
Right? Like I've known someone who's pulled a string here or there to get me an interview, or just straight up get me the job.
Yeah.
And if I were to 2 months after that say, see ya for another $2, I can't go back to that person ever, right?
Oh, it makes it a lot harder because maybe they did some things, and to just leave right away kind of can leave a bad taste in everyone's mouth, really, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot to be said about that. with burning bridges. But
Yeah, no, it totally takes a toll on you. It takes a toll on your family. But I think if we're looking at it as a practical point of view of what can we do to avoid it, as we always try to bring across in the show,
yeah,
is really just focusing in on the balance. Like that's what it's been for me anyway.
yeah, I think balance, and then just every time you want to pivot and take a new step or something, you just got to really analyze it really deeply.
Yeah.
Right? There's a time recently here where I was like offered another job, and I was going to make maybe, I don't know, 10 to 15% more than at my other job that I'm at currently still.
Okay.
Right? But I kind of weighed it out, and it was going to be like spending lots of time away, right? Like not even in town. So not just the work, not just being away for work, but being away for dinners and all that other stuff. And then there's also the other fact that there was nowhere to go there, right?
Is it like dead end?
If things in my industry pick up here, because I'm in oil and gas more or less, it's not the greatest.
Not currently.
Right? Just kind of holding on. But if things start to rebound, which I think at some point things have to, in my opinion anyways, but
regardless of that,
there was no opportunity to go anywhere. Like I could maybe get a foreman job there and go up a couple bucks an hour.
Right.
But other than that, there was no growth. There was no, there's
so
no
we're
way
talking about weighing the options long term even.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That
So
too.
you feel the instant pressure of, okay, well now I'm not going to be able to spend time with the wife or the family or whatever it is, or even just your buddies.
Yeah.
Into the long term of, is this the right move for me? Right. And greed can blind you easily.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And I think like maybe further down the road, that decision to not take that job that was a little bit higher will pay off by actually earning more. It's a good possibility, right? And it was going to shut down all learning abilities for me to, pick up more skills and stuff. Like I was going to go, get assimilated into the company up there.
Right.
And then that was going to be it, right? Like I wasn't going to be able to get another ticket like I'm planning to with the job I'm at, and all these other things I would have had to put on the back burner or cancel completely.
Other education opportunities even, not necessarily directly work related or career related right now.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of things that like short-sighted greed can just mess you up with.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Totally, yeah. I think I once heard, my dad once told me, well, I was in the room while he was talking, wasn't directly towards me, so disclaimer, no, I don't have kids, but he was telling someone else in the room that, you can work every single day, but you're never going to regret taking that extra day just in the middle of the week. Take it off and spend that day with your kid.
Absolutely.
When they have their summers off, but you're working away, they're sitting at home, whatever, playing video games or doing kid things out with their friends. You're not going to regret taking that day off and not making your hourly wage for the day to be there with your kid of any age.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. And
I'm not here to give parenting advice, but when we're talking about the balance aspect, I think that can apply in many ways too, right? Like it can apply to you with your girlfriend. It could apply to me with a friend that needs a day to hang out or whatever, right? Like I'm not going to regret doing that later on. I'm going to regret putting off that friendship or burning the bridge or not putting enough effort into my relationship.
Absolutely.
Right? That's not to say you can't put those things in while working a full work week. I'm just saying take the extra day.
Yeah, when it's needed for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, obviously, if there's things that you want in life, you're going to just have to work for them. And, you can't just replace that with being at home all the time and not doing anything and not chasing after dreams and stuff.
Well, it's not to say that you don't pick it up somewhere else, right? Like, okay, my friend is going through, say, a breakup. Most people have gone through a breakup. And he asks if I can hang out with him for the day, right? Just keep his mind off things. We could go out, we could do whatever. And I say, oh no, like I'm picking up a shift tomorrow at my job, right? He says, oh, okay, and whatever, it might be fine. But if I say yes, we hang out, I get his mind off everything, we're fine, we're hanging out, I'm not going to regret doing that when I can pick up an extra shift, say on Sunday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the point.
For sure. And then there's also the aspect that, like, it's a very underrated and under talked about, even though every successful person, they know it, but they never, maybe never, but is a strong word, but it's not talked about enough. It's
Rarely.
always just, it's the hustle, it's the grind, it's the hustle, right? It's so annoying. But that's not really where most of your growth comes from. It's almost always about relationships.
Yeah.
Like, nurturing relationships, being, you know, a little more outgoing, all these things that you can kind of work on can pay back in life just in general, but also in your finances, like tenfold, right? Like, it only takes that one friend that you make and you put the effort in with to make it, you know, get you that next job or
well, yeah,
whatever.
Go back to my point I made earlier of majority of my career options or job offers have been through mutual friends, right?
Yep.
And if
Word
I
of
wasn't putting in those efforts, would they say Kyle's the guy for the job? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's where I'm at right now. Is I'm on with the company I'm at. It's like a little over 3 years now.
Yeah.
And that was a word of mouth one. So
yeah, exactly. Paid off.
Yeah. So don't be greedy, folks.
Don't be greedy. Keep up the balance.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.